Who's next? Bob in Tallahassee, Florida. Hello, sir. Glad you waited. Great to have you on the EIB network.
Greetings, sir, and Merry Christmas to you.
Same to you, sir. Thanks much.
All right. 2 weeks ago, you were talking about the Pope and him commenting about trickle down and things like that. Well, for example, charities, they receive money from people who donate. An example, very good example of businesses and charities, Newman's Own, Paul Newman. That's a salad dressing, popcorn, whatever.
Right.
And Paul Newman set that up so that after expenses, the profits went to charity. And
right.
One of the biggest recipients was the Catholic Church. Now, there are others that do receive from that organization, but the Catholic Church was one of the biggest ones. And, for example, it's just a very good illustration of what you were talking about in regards to capitalism, trickle down.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. In the reporting in Reuters of the papal decree was a verbatim critique or criticism of trickle down and an assertion that it doesn't work. And it just, I was flummoxed totally by it because all of economics is trickle down, and for the...
There's only a finite amount of money in the system, period, to take away from some to give away to others.
Or to have it genuinely change hands.
Exactly. And another aspect to consider that is bad economies. When they do have bad economies, what is one of the things that you might hear about within the media? It's how charities are receiving less.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Because people have less money to give away.
Right.
And like I said, there's only a finite amount of money.
Yeah, but see,
now
you're hitting another red flag because the American people are the most charitable in the world. And the target of whatever the papal document was this country. We are the leading capitalist country in the world, and we're the country with the largest dollar amount of charitable donation every year. Disaster relief, I mean, it's not even close. United States leads the world in acts of goodwill and charity, economic and otherwise. And to see it under attack, I couldn't believe it. I literally couldn't believe it. And the trickle down the left rips into trickle. Again, here's what the left wants you to think trickle down is. They have totally bastardized the definition of trickle-down economics. What they want you to believe is that trickle-down starts with massive tax cuts for the rich. So we are going to let the rich keep much more of what they earn than they should, because that money will eventually trickle down to the poor and the middle class, because the rich will donate it or give it away, or they set up something impossible as a definition of trickle-down. Trickle-down has nothing to do with tax cuts for the rich. Trickle-down is what happens when there is commerce. There's trickle-up, there's trickle-down. It has nothing to do with conservatism. It has nothing to do with tax cuts for the rich. Trickle-down is simply commerce, and it's undeniably true. It happens. The Catholic Church benefits from it. Everybody does. Every financial, economic transaction is trickle-down, from somewhere to somewhere. In some cases, it might be trickle-up. But a job is trickle-down. Buying a product is trickle-down. It's all trickle down. This is simply common sense. The left has tried to change the definition of trickle down, much as they've tried to revise the history of the economics and the policies of the 1980s, because they were so successful. They had to be rewritten. They had to be tarnished and trashed because it was profoundly good, and it wasn't liberal. And it wasn't made popular by socialists and leftists and Democrats. It was the exact opposite of what they believe. And it worked so well that it had to be tarnished and trashed. And the way they did it was to impugn and make trickle down a dirty word. And the key to it, tax cuts for the rich. That's all you have to know about what the left thinks trickle down is. Theory that they want you to think that what we believe is let the rich keep all the money and we'll all benefit. That's not what trickle down is. And then when the rich do not give their money away, then the left comes around and says, see, trickle down doesn't work. Bill Gates had got $40 billion. He didn't giving it away, except he is. But he's not going out on a street corner and giving $1 million here and $1 million there. He's not making $1 million, except that he is. They work at Microsoft. They're just a bunch of frauds, folks. And to see this kind of gobbledygook coming from the highest reaches of the Catholic Church, it was unbelievable. I'm rehashing old ground, but it may be worth it because there's so many new people tuning into this program each and every day. It helps to keep things in context. And I still have this Obamacare stack. And I'm telling you, I'm going to get to this. I'm not toying with you or teasing you. I'm going to get to it. It's just that once I start, there's no end to it. One story just leads to the next, and it's bad. It is rotten. It's bad out there. And it's troubling because the Republican budget pretty much funds it. It's mind-boggling. But I must now take our own trickle-down timeout. And we'll be back. Don't go away.